It's time for the Fort Mill Magazine podcast.
It's October 24th, 2012. I'm Tracy Roman.
And I'm Emily Wyatt. So you had a really good idea for the magazine the other day.
I thought it was pretty ingenious.
That's a very good idea.
Yeah. We talked about, how we always had the print issue was always an exact duplicate, or the digital issue, rather, is an exact duplicate of the print issue.
Right.
And this time, I think that we need to just completely mac out the digital issue, because we're always limited in print by, the number of advertisers. We're always told,
right,
this is how many pages you can have of content, and you can't go over.
Right. And we're always turning down stories or squishing stories or putting text on really great pictures because there's not enough room for 2 pages of content. So I'm so excited. That's going to be fun.
Yeah. So basically what this means is that the print issue will be primo in that it's going to be beautiful in every way. That's the goal anyway.
Right.
So that, we're going to try not to put articles that print over a picture. So if we have to shorten the story, we'll do that. And then what we'll do is in the digital issue, the story will, if it's 1 page in the print,
it could be 3.
It could be 3. It could be 5. Because a lot of times it's not just the story we have to edit down for size, but a lot of times we have really great photos and we have to just pick one when we wanted to use 5.
Exactly.
So with the digital issue, we could have a whole photo spread.
Yeah.
And have 1,000-page article.
I'm excited.
Instead of saying, okay, it has to be cut to 500 words.
Right. Which our contributors are very excited about, too.
Yeah. Yeah, because our contributors are always like, I need more than 500 words to say what I need to say. And we've had to been like, no.
Sorry. Too bad.
Too bad, I'm sorry. So, yeah, and I think the other thing that's really cool about this is we have people who just look at the print.
Mm-hmm.
And the way we're thinking about doing this, we'll have little, snippets within the print that'll say, to read more on this topic, check out the digital issue. Right. And then there's people that are already, digital fanatics, because they don't want to have print. Right. For whatever, maybe they're...
Whatever reason.
Yeah, maybe they're green advocates or whatever, and they just want stuff on... And a lot of them have all that great technology. Right. Like the iPad. And so they're already viewing us now via the iPad. So now we're going to have even larger amount of content for them to look at in that digital page flipper, issue.
I think it's great. I'm excited. I'm excited to have free reign of space.
No limitations, really.
Yeah.
I don't think we'll make it more than 100 pages, but...
Still.
We definitely can go a little crazy.
Right.
So, yeah, that's what's new.
Cool. So you want to talk about today's sponsor?
I do. Today's sponsor is Newton CPA in Baxter Village.
Very nice. They have another location in Ballantyne as well, right?
Yes, they have. I don't know if that was the original, but that one was definitely before. And it's still there. They still, operate the 2 locations. Right. But the location here in Baxter is located at 936 Market Street, Suite 202. And that's right above...
Cup Crazed.
Cup Crazed.
Yeah.
So it probably always smells delicious over there. Mm-hmm. So you can get your tax work done and...
Go get a cupcake.
Smell cupcakes.
Right.
Or, it could be good and not buy one.
I could not smell a cupcake and not eat it.
I know, that'd be tough. But yeah, they are a phenomenal group of people over there. Randy Newton has been a CPA since 1998 and has managed his own firm since then. Mm-hmm. And he does a lot of things.
He does. They do tax planning and projections so that your stuff is already managed by the time you have to do taxes.
Right. And I
which
guess
would
they
be
do a
nice.
lot. They do a
Yeah.
lot of that. And one of the other things that he does, which they mentioned, was his most utilized talent. He's got many talents. But his
A
most
Renaissance
utilized,
man.
yeah, his most utilized talent was IRS representation work, which, you know, nobody wants to have to be represented.
No,
But-
but if you're gonna have to be, you might as well have
An
a
expert.
good representative.
Yeah.
So if you ever get in a sticky situation with the IRS or the Department of Revenue, you should give Newton CPA a call.
That's right. You want Randy on your side. And his wife is also a phenomenal person, and she is his right-hand man, basically. She manages the office there.
Huh.
So,
Small business helping small businesses.
we're big proponents of small business. And they have something interesting that I had not heard of before, but they have what they call a Cadillac plan. So basically, which I think would be more something a small business would do.
I would think because you have a monthly retainer with them, right?
Right.
And then basically that helps go to your tax prep, and then you can do quarterly assessments basically every 4 months.
Right.
Right.
And so basically, you know, whatever, your monthly retainer is, it acts as a prepayment. So it's all going towards that tax return prep
Right.
fee. So
That's great. That'd be great for small businesses.
yeah, because you need, you don't want to just go once a year and then find out,
Well, I mean, there's so much stuff to keep track of.
yeah,
You know.
I know. I don't like to know. But yeah, so Randy, like I said, he's been a CPA since 1998. The Fort Mill branch they opened up in August of 2010.
So he's been in operation for 14 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
And he's very involved in the community. He is very knowledgeable. He's well spoken. So he's not only an educator, but also a speaker. And he also contributes to our magazine. He's written some wonderful articles.
Yep. He had an
So-
article in the fall issue.
Yeah, that one was about recent graduates, right?
Yep. And how to basically job expenses and taxes, and it's tough when you graduate.
Yeah,
It's harder than I wanted it to be.
right. And you were closer to that. That happened pretty recent
Very recently.
for you.
Yeah.
But again, we want to thank Newton CPA for sponsoring this here podcast.
Absolutely. And their phone number at their Baxter location is 803-403-8493. And you can also visit their website at newtoncpapllc.com if you have any other questions or want more information.
Right. And thanks. Thanks
Yeah.
for sponsoring us today.
We appreciate it. And today we have on a band,
How exciting is
a
that?
real band,
we haven't had a musical guest in
over a month.
probably, over a month. And the other cool thing is that we haven't experienced a musical guest with these fancy mics.
Exactly. So they're going to sound all kinds of professional.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're going to be very creative, and we're going to play some tracks, and maybe they'll even, be able to play a little live thing. I
That
don't
would
know.
be
The
great.
whole band can't come. They can't be here.
Yeah, it's only Mac Fowler. It's Mac Fowler and Company. So Mac Fowler's coming. He's the lead guitarist, songwriter, composer, and his other lead singer, Danny Austin,
Yeah,
are
so we're
coming in today.
excited.
Yeah.
Excited to meet the guys.
Well, let's get to it.
Okay,
Morning, guys.
we're on.
Well, how you doing today?
Hey,
Good. We're so glad that y'all came to visit with us today.
Thanks for having us.
This is always a lot of fun and a treat for us. We don't often get musical guests, but it's probably one of our favorite things.
It is.
Because we can be more creative. Mm-hmm. And especially Emily, when it goes back and does the editing.
It actually makes editing fun for me.
Yeah. Whenever there's music involved, we're
Yeah.
happy.
Well, good.
So, tell us a little bit about what you do. I mean, we've already, mentioned that you're Mac Fowler and Company. So obviously you are Mac Fowler,
Right.
the man behind the name,
The legend.
the
Yeah.
legend, yes. And then Danny Austin.
That's right.
So let's start with Mac. Tell us a little bit about why you named it Mac Fowler and Company, and tell us about your musical style.
Well, several years ago, I did a couple solo projects, and I just used my name. And when I played out, I billed the band as Mac Fowler and Company. But over the years, the company changed. Well, now I have great company, and I hope it never changes. But we're an actual band, so we are now called Mac Fowler and Company.
Okay.
And found Danny a couple years ago. I'm a songwriter, but I don't sing. I have to find somebody who likes my songs, will embrace them, and make them their own. And he's done that. I mean, he's a fantastic voice, a lot of emotion. Can't wait for you to hear it.
Awesome. Okay. And so tell us a little bit about the influences for your music. It's a rock band, correct?
Sure. Yeah. Classic rock band, new classic rock.
And you also mentioned that you have blues influence, correct?
It's definitely a blues rock influence band, or a rock band with blues influence. Our drummer, Lou Mondelli, fantastic, been playing for years, just really holds it down. Tremendous drummer. Russ Carroll couldn't be here today either. He's our bass player. We're all influenced by a lot of the same people, by the classic rock bands. Danny's very influenced by the R&B artists as well, and you'll hear that in his vocals.
And I think that really helps. I mean, when you have a band and everybody has the exact same influences, you can get pigeonholed into, okay, we're playing Bad Company style rock or Rolling Stones style. But if you have, a bass player who's, more into progressive rock, or a drummer who's more into country, or, a singer like myself, I love old Motown, Marvin Gaye, Stevie Wonder, as well as, the Doors and Zeppelin and all the great classics. You can have more to pull from.
Right.
I don't know who said it, but I think it was Quentin Tarantino said that the most creative people just steal from the most obscure sources. And if you can do that, I mean, it can just broaden your spectrum.
Well, we're all influenced by somebody. I mean, that's just,
Right.
you can't get around it.
Right. And you have a new release coming out, right?
Oh yeah, we're really excited about that. Yeah.
What's the name of that new CD?
Well, it's Mac Fowler and Company, and the title is Betting on Betty.
So that's there's obviously a song called "Betting on Betty," right?
There is.
So what's the inspiration for that song, and then how did you choose that to be like the name of the album?
Oh.
Did I stump you?
A little bit. Well, Betting on Betty just kind of bops. I mean, it sounds good, and it was just
Right.
kind of a tongue-in-cheek song. I don't know, Danny. Help me with that one.
Help him, Danny.
I mean, I didn't write the song, but what I get from it is there's a girl, obviously. There's a Betty.
Betty is every girl.
Always. And, it's a love-hate relationship that the singer, the songwriter has with Betty. You can't live with her, can't live without her kind of thing. So, there's some lines in there about no promise late night, no morning, oh no, stuff like that. Or money where your mouth is, my deepest regards. Some betting influences there, but it's still all like, do you go with her or not? You're
Right.
damned if you do, damned if you don't kind of thing.
Right. And so the reason that the CD is named "Betting on Betty" is because you feel like that's the overriding theme of the whole CD.
Well, that's funny you bring that up, because we joke that all these songs are love songs, and they are. Sometimes they're jaded love songs.
Okay.
Somebody looked at me one time and said, when I introduced a new song, they said, "Do we like this girl? We did, or not?" I said,
can't
that's our only
tell.
choice. Those are only choices. So it's a lot of fun. There's some love songs on there. There's some good stories. There's some bad stories. But I mean, that's where the blues influence comes in.
Right.
And if you listen to some of the lyrics, you'll hear the experience that comes along, with the years.
Right.
So, what are your favorite songs on the album?
Well,
My favorite's Gone.
Gone's one of my favorites too. There's a song on there called "True Love," which is one of my favorites, and it's not about true love. I mean, it's more about jaded love. But again, the lyrics will express that all to you. We've got a couple of slower songs, ballads on there. I think that are real pretty. I think they have a wide audience appeal. But most of us in the band really like the rockers. I mean, if Russ was here, he'd tell you, I only want to play rock and roll.
We'd like to take a moment to thank our sponsor, Newton CPA. They're located at 936 Market Street in Baxter Village, Suite 202 in Fort Mill, South Carolina. Their phone number is 803-403-8493. And if you need anybody to come help you out with IRS representation work, they also offer tax planning and projections so that you can be ready for tax season. They're really big in the community. You know, they're just good people. So if you have any questions or you wanna find out more information about Newton CPA, just go to their website. It's newtoncpallc.com. And again, if you wanna, just meet up with them. The initial consultation is free, so you really have nothing to lose by trying to help yourself out. So give them a call, shoot them an email, what have you, and now back to the show.
Right.
The singer likes the slow ones.
Why is that?
Slower songs give you more room. If you're playing a rock song and it's just like, I mean, you have to stay right on pace or you'll get behind and it won't sound right.
Right.
If you have a slower song, there's more room and obviously having more R&B influence as well. I like to kind of move around. It was not a big issue, but it was an issue when I first started singing with Mac is the way he writes think Aerosmith, think Steven Tyler, and it's all, right on point. And I'm not. Like, I've definitely improved as far as that's concerned, but when I first started, it was like everything was just kind of in my own time.
Very creative, but we used to joke with Danny, where one is,
Right.
and of course he does, but you'll hear Danny's style. He's not only are his vocals fantastic, sings with a lot of passion, but his inflection and his ad-lib vocals and his oohs and his ahs and all that, just fantastic. I mean, just a lot of feel and a lot of soul.
So it sounds like he also has a great stage presence.
The bigger the crowd, the better for me.
Look at this guy. I know listeners can't see him, but I mean, what do you think? I mean,
The bigger the crowd, the better.
it's great having him out front. And he is.
good.
The bigger our crowd is, the better he is. He's
Isn't
a
that
gamer
funny?
all the way. Yeah, it's
It's
fantastic.
that energy, right?
Competitiveness, I guess, more
Yeah.
than anything. I grew up playing sports, basketball and little brother. My big brother's like 6'6", so he's a big guy, and I was always,
Well,
have to
you're
fight.
pretty tall. How tall are
Yeah,
you?
he's so small at 6'3".
I'm the smallest guy in my family at 6'3", so
Holy cow.
Well, I want you to pay
Yeah.
attention when you hear some of the music to Lou and Russ because they just really set the table for us.
Very
And we get to go out
fantastic.
there and do
Right.
what we do, but they are...
So there's 4 of you all together.
Yeah.
So Mac, you are the songwriter, composer, and you also are
Play guitar.
lead guitar. Okay. And then Danny, lead singer.
that's right.
And then Lou, who's not here, and Russ, who's not here. What does Lou do?
Lou Mondelli is our drummer.
Okay. And then Russ,
Russ Carroll plays bass.
bass. Now, do they
Great
sing?
rhythm section.
Do they
Yeah,
sing?
they all.
Oh,
They
man.
both sing. Fantastic. I mean, we're a band with backup vocals.
Wow.
And their voices blend nicely. And then I just get over there and play guitar. It's
Right.
great. That's what I want to do, and that's what I get to do in this band.
Right, right. And that must be pretty exciting, too, to, put pen to paper and create this song, from your head and your heart, right?
Sure.
And then to have it come to life on stage. That's got to be pretty exciting.
It is. It is. And not only are we excited about this new release, which we're getting ready to promote, there's a lot more new material written. And I brought all this music to the table before I met these guys. The new album, which will be out in the near future, I hope, next year, everybody's going to have a say in that. Everybody's going to put their stamp on it, so to speak. And,
The next one you're talking about.
right. So don't want to get ahead of us.
Because the
but
new one comes out next week.
the new one, not to be confusing, it comes out next month.
Right, and that's Betting on Betty.
Right, right. But when we do something new, we all know how everybody plays now, and I know how to write better for everybody, and it's going to be exciting. So
Right.
we've got a bright future ahead of us.
Definitely. So, since Betting on Betty comes out next week, how do our listeners get a hold of it? Is it going to be available?
It's probably
for
going to
purchase?
be out in November.
Oh, okay.
If not next week, probably next month.
Okay.
I'm hoping it's 2 or 3 weeks, but let's just say November.
Right.
It will be on iTunes.
Okay.
You can get it through our website. We'll have a Facebook page. We're working on all that.
Right.
We're working on a new video.
Video. Now that's
All this
always
social
fun.
media stuff is apparently getting more and more and more important. You know, as far as promoting your music, there's all sorts of Sonic Bids and Reverb Nation, and you know, Facebook
Right.
certainly has a huge presence. You have to put yourself out there in more ways than one. You can't just go to record stores and drop off CDs now. You know,
Right.
because most people get their music off iTunes or, like you were saying, you know, off the internet and downloads and
YouTube.
yeah, YouTube.
Justin Bieber, isn't that how he made it?
Exactly, and Ellen.
Yeah.
Well, we're in control of our own destiny. I mean, we can create our own music. We can create our own video. We can edit it the way we want to, and we can put it out there and establish who we are. Nobody's telling us who we should be, or you can't do that. So everything's on us, and that's the way I want it to be. If we make
Right.
it, fantastic. If we don't, well, hey, it wasn't because somebody else told us what to do. It's on
Right.
us.
And you got to keep on going, you know,
Oh, you bet.
no matter what.
And this band's just getting started. I mean, we're excited.
Very good. Okay, so you want to tell us a little bit more about track 3, Gone.
Danny's favorite song.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
So why is it your favorite?
It's the funnest to sing for one. I just like it. It's about a guy, and he's just kind of had enough. You know, he's at the end of the line.
But everybody's had that.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't have to be a
Relationship
guy
where-
or girl. It's just I'm a guy, so I'm singing it from a guy's point of view. But you get to that point where, okay, I've had enough. You know, time out. I need a break. I'm gone. You know, it says, Lord have mercy, here we go again. Call me on the phone and I still won't be at home.
Yeah, he can't shake her. That's the whole point.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
he's like,
Yeah,
I'm through.
I'm gone. I'm just leaving. I'm done.
Try to shake him, baby. Try to disappear. But every time I get away, you seem to reappear. Time to put my foot down. Yes, Lord, it's time to break away. Letting go, just let it ride. There's nothing left to say. But Lord have mercy. Here we go again. Call me on the phone and you know I still won't be at home. Girl, you must be crazy. Hell no, I ain't your baby. But give me one last chance and I'll be gone, gone, gone.
You know, and maybe not figuratively, you know, I never like pack up and leave, but you can emotionally just leave, or, you know, there's all kinds of ways you can be like, I'm just done with this situation. And I don't know, I just think it has a good feel. It has a real good groove to it. It's got a nice guitar solo in there, some nice breaks.
It's got a nice break, nice dynamics to the song. It's one of my favorites, too. Looking forward to playing it for everybody.
Awesome. Okay, and then tell us a little bit about the other song. Are we going to listen to True Love? Is that the other one?
We can listen to True Love. We can listen to all of them.
Listening party.
True Love has a nice groove to it.
And is that a ballad?
No, it's not. It's a rock song, got a real bluesy feel. And again, Jaded Love. It's not about true love. What's the line
That's
in
a
there?
farce,
Yeah, yeah.
right?
It is, again, like you said, it's Jaded Love, but it's just...
Is this a theme?
you know, I'm kind of getting that feeling.
Mac?
Hey, there's some good songs on there.
There's some
songs
very
on there.
nice, loving songs, like The One and On My Way Home and
Very pretty, very positive
Those are-
message.
Can't Let
ballads.
Go.
But you know,
The
different
One.
emotions in life help you write and create.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, I'm a big fan of the blues. And
Look at Adele.
Sure. Oh, everything's about her relationships. Everything.
Yes.
You know, and
Oh,
what a
and
great voice.
what's the other one? Taylor Swift. Yeah. Don't date her because she's going to be talking about you in her song later.
Like, I'm a big Matchbox 20 fan. Huge, always
oh,
have
I
been.
love Matchbox 22.
And I was watching this thing with Rob Thomas a few years ago, and he said, you know, people always say, Rob, how come your songs are just so damn depressing? And he said, I never thought of it, but when I'm happy, I go out and I be happy and I do happy things and I go to the park and I play with my dog and I go out with my wife and this and that and the other. And when I'm sad or angry or this or that, that's when I'm going to write.
Yeah.
And that's not always the case, but for the most part, I mean, you want to play music when you're more feeling things you need to get out instead of just like, yay, happy and sunshine. I mean, that's me personally.
That makes sense.
Well, rock has a lot of energy and a lot of dynamics, and it allows you to express what you're feeling. If those feelings are great. But if you need to blow off some steam about
Exactly.
a bad relationship or
What a
bad
better
day
way
or
than
whatever,
rock and roll.
I mean, it's a great way to do it. It's
Right. So now that you've got this release, and this is your 4th release, right?
It is, yes.
Okay. So now
But
that
it's Mac Fowler and Company's first release.
okay.
I've done solo projects in the past.
Okay. So now that that's coming out, the stage that you're in now is working on a tour or
Something regional.
regional gigs and things like that. So do you
Sure.
have like certain venues that you've got in your viewfinder that you want to?
We're looking for music venues where we can go and play our original music. In other words, venues where people actually come to hear the music.
right.
We love to play bars. We've all played bars, and we'll do it again. It's great, but people are there for different reasons.
Right.
So that's what we're looking for, music venues.
So that would include like music festivals and
Sure.
and things like that, right?
You
so
bet. Music festivals, clubs that do
what about the
focus on-
Strawberry Festival? Did
I've just
y'all-
recently heard about that.
Okay, because that's big here,
Right,
and that happens in the spring.
right, and we probably need to get on board now.
And I love
Yeah.
strawberries, so
Yeah, best of both worlds. There you go. And we'll be there. We're always there.
eat like 1,000 chocolate-covered strawberries, not be able to sing.
Yeah, so that would be a good one.
We had a meeting the other night, and we just decided we're going to play as much as we can wherever we can play.
Right.
Just get out there and get in front of people and have a good time.
Yeah,
and,
that's the way to do it.
Let people hear the music.
We're confident that if you come here to play, you're not going to be like
Disappointed?
No, you're not going to be disappointed. You're not going to feel like you wasted your night or anything like that. You're going to be happy. Be like, that was a good band. That was a good show.
Good.
You
That's
know,
what
we
you want.
really are. We pride ourselves. When we practice, we make sure we practice the song until we have the song right. We're not going to go out there and play a song that we're not confident with. We're not amateur in our reproduction of covers or certainly in our originals either. So we want to put on the best show possible. We
Right.
want to entertain.
Right. So, like when you guys go to record and create, do you go to like somebody's garage, or do you have a home studio, or like where
Well,
does all
actually,
that happen?
we recorded the record in a private studio in Matthews, Willis Sound Studios. We mixed and mastered the record at Charles Holloman Productions in Charlotte.
Okay.
Fantastic room. And we had a great time there.
So, do all of you live here in South Carolina, or are you mostly from Charlotte?
All around the Charlotte area.
Okay. So it makes it pretty easy for you guys to get together and
Oh, it's great. We're not
Practice.
too far from each other. I mean, I know we're in South Carolina now, but
Yeah.
we're just over the line.
yeah. Fort Mill. Some people say Fort Mill is really a bedroom of Charlotte.
It is.
Some
Just
people
cheaper
like that.
gas.
Yeah.
Other people do not. We embrace it all.
Cheaper gas and liquor, right?
That's
That's
it.
right. And many other positive things we have here in South Carolina. So, well, we're very excited about your new release. We're excited to have you here to tell us about it.
Well, this
And
is
we
great. What
wanna
a great
hear-
opportunity. We weren't expecting this, and thank you for having us.
Oh, it's our pleasure, and we can't
Such
wait to
short
hear
notice.
you play live. So you have to keep us in the loop, okay? And tell us where you're going to be playing next.
Well, next we're at
We
Smoky
want VIP
Joe's.
passes.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Smoky
Sure,
Joe's
absolutely.
Cafe, November 10th.
And that's a Saturday night.
Smoky
so.
Joe's Cafe. Where
right.
is that?
Charlotte.
It's right off Independence Boulevard in Charlotte.
Okay, that sounds familiar to me.
By the old Coliseum. What's it called now? Not Cricket. Bojangles? Is it Bojangles now? They change the name
Oh yeah,
of it all the
think so.
time.
Bojangles
I'm not
Coliseum.
sure. I can't keep
Yeah, I
up
think
with it.
that's what it
It
is.
changes every year. I think it's Bojangles now.
So it's
But
near
they got
there.
a great sound system there, house system. It's a good place to see the band.
Mm-hmm.
Should be a lot of fun. We're looking forward to that show, and that's going to be. We're
What
kind of
day?
kicking off everything with
Yeah.
this new music, and
Right. So
Get
what
back
day
out there.
again was that?
Saturday, November 10th,
Saturday, November 10th. What time?
9 o'clock.
9 o'clock. And is there cover?
There probably will be. yeah.
Okay. All right. Awesome. And that means it's at a restaurant/bar.
They don't serve any food, so eat before you go.
They don't serve any
They
food.
don't serve any
But they have
food
beer
there.
there, right?
Of course.
They have a full bar, yeah.
Full bar, people, and
course.
beer.
And they pour them strong.
Okay. Good to know. Okay. Tell our listeners how they can follow you. You've got a Facebook page, right? What is it called?
It's just Mac Fowler and Company.
And then macfowler.com, right?
That's right.
Awesome.
And all this is being updated. So everything's being released here in the next a matter of days.
Wonderful.
All right. Well, thanks for coming, guys.
Yay. Thank you.
We really appreciate
Thanks
the
for
opportunity.
having us.
So we just finished listening to their whole album. What was your favorite song?
Great CD, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
I tend to like ballads, kind of like melancholy kind of stuff. Kind of weird that way. But Can't Let You Go. That one.
That was a really good one.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
maybe it's because, it's sad.
Yeah.
But
I
yeah,
think mine was a tie between Gone and The One.
the one, yeah.
Those are good.
Yeah, both of those are really good.
But the whole album was fantastic.
I definitely got the that bluesy southern kind of.
Mm-hmm.
So you got the best of both worlds. You got the rock,
Right.
and then you have those nice ballads too.
Mhm.
So it's a nice
Yeah.
combo.
It is. It's a good album.
Yeah, and again, they're you can check them out on Facebook. We will have that link with the podcast, and check out their website as well. And they're going to be updating that as
Yeah.
the CD's released.
Which is in November.
Right. And so you should, I guess they're going to have a link or something to go to iTunes where you can
I would
get
assume
it.
so, but you can always just check in November to see if they're on iTunes yet.
And we'll be following them as well.
Yeah, of course we'll put it on our Facebook and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, again, we want to thank Newton CPA for sponsoring this here podcast.
It was very nice of them to do so.
Yes, we appreciate them, and they do phenomenal work there. Anne is running the office over there, and Randy is the CPA, and they can help you with all of your needs. If you have, if you need someone to do IRS representation or tax planning, you can go to them all year long. Remember, they've got that Cadillac plan where you come every month kind of thing, and
Yeah.
good stuff.
Their Fort Mill address is in Baxter Village at 936 Market Street on Suite 202. It's right above Cup Crazed. Their phone number for the Fort Mill office is 803-403-8493. And you can also, if you have any questions or you want more information, you can always go on their website, and it's newtoncapllc.com.
Right. And thanks again, Newton CPA, for sponsoring today's podcast.
Definitely. So I think we're going to button it up, and we're going to close out with one of their songs, one of Mac Fowler and Company's songs, right?
So, which one? Which one? we're
True
gonna play?
Love, I think we're going to
True
close out with.
Love. Yeah. So enjoy it.
All right, we'll see you guys next week.
It must have been a